Hi, and welcome to another video. And yeah, I like to be that type that has different sides to her, but what I'm gonna do for you as a video is a little bit different than just me play acting. I just want you to know this as a disclaimer, because I love play acting. I have since I was a kid, but I'm going to do something fun, and then I'm going to delve into the serious business, because that's more serious. This is something I wanted to show, and it's just some skincare products that I have. I exchanged my hair stuff, that little hair kit that I got, and I got something different at Sephora, which is this Peter Thomas Roth kit. Yeah, this is the kit. It's like a 3-set. Oh my gosh. Come on out and join the freaking party. Okay, these two don't want to, but I'll just show you that they're there. Yeah, this is that 3-kit serum, the Potency Power Serum, Power Trio. This is the one I wanted the most. Anyways, the moisturizer. This is the Potency Bright and Plump Moisturizer, and it has vitamin E, ferulic acid, and THC ascorbate. So it's got 50 times more powerful than the traditional vitamin C. So yeah, this is going to be my main daytime moisturizer, and this new one's going to be my nighttime. I'll show you why. And then this has the eye one that I already had, and this is the eye cream, and this is their regular Power C serum, or Power Serum. So yeah, I got this because I want to really work on my skin more than my hair, which my hair is important too, but I really love the products I've been using, that free product and my Mix Chicks shampoo. And then I've been using some other ones that I ran out of, which I'm so sad, but I've been using my Divine's oil. So yeah, it's been working for me. So I'm going to probably be getting hair stuff at the end of the month. So just so you know, this is my chemology. Mornings are for sleeping in, lakes are for swimming in, and skin is for living in, people. And this has been my life, and I missed it so much. I've gotten acne since, stopping it really bad. And so I'm so excited to start it again. And it comes in a little pouch. This is different. But I also got a little new product, so I'm excited. That's why I'm sharing this one with you. Oh, and that Restwell company is so wonderful. They're giving me another free, product. A whole month free. I was telling them that they can renew me at the end of November when I'm able to restart. And I was like, I really love your products, but I'm not able to do it this month because of finances. And they were so sweet to give me more, another whole month free. So I was not expecting that. And I was gonna, I was perfectly fine with them at the end of the month, but I'm so excited because I don't really want to stop it. And so they're going to give me another one, and then I'm going to start it at the end of November. I'm going to start actually getting my own, but they're so great. They're really, really passionate about their products, and, I can tell. And I'm so excited to redo it and do a whole nother month for you. So yeah, that's going to be coming in the mail too. And for my skin, I get the little trio thing. This is what I always do. I do the cleanser, and then I do this is for at night, the treatment, and I have niacinamide, clindamycin, and azelaic acid, and that's my little personalized one. And I got the rich conditioner, or rich moisturizer. This is for at night. Especially in the winter times, it's going to get, my person even told me, people usually go the rich one in the winter time. So yeah, this is for my skin, people. And it's going to be so wonderful. I'm excited to start this, see what the moisturizer can do for my skin. And I have the other moisturizer for the daytime to make me glowy. So that's my little things I wanted to share. And I also wanted to do another video explaining something to you. I'm going to be doing treatment. Yeah, I've been into treatment all my life, but I don't really think I was addressing the issues that needed to be addressed. And I don't know if many of you know, but I've been abused. I know you all know that because I've talked about it like a lot and different and about, extensively. I've talked about it because I'm not ashamed, It happened to me. It was a very problem thing for me. And honestly, I dissociated from it. And that's why I can talk about it so easily. And I always knew somewhat about dissociation. I knew about MPD because that's what stereotypes in Hollywood, with Sybil and everything, the movie. But I never really connected it to my life. And it always seems so way out there that you'd just have these people and they just come in and take over your body and do all these odd fanatical stuff and you wouldn't know. And, they do it over and over and all the time, but I've come to realize that it's not always like Hollywood says. And a lot of times it's not. And I think with me personally, it came in the oddest time. Yeah. And I'm in my late 30s, so things are going to start happening to me and I'm going to start realizing things. In the past year or two, I've started getting really bad insomnia, and I never had insomnia problems before. When I was a little kid, I got to sleep in 2 seconds, and I never had problems sleeping. I think a lot of me blocked out my issues, and in order to survive, I had to just pretend it didn't happen, and I was this normal girl. And apart from telling stories of my life, I didn't feel any of it. And I think now that I've become a little more open spiritually and have started accepting other possibilities and beliefs, I think that's opened the door. And, I'm ready to go to therapy in my new mentality and see if, because I've changed, and I believe that your mind will only allow you to remember things that it feels you can remember. So if you start remembering things, it's because you've gotten a little bit stronger. And I showed myself another aspect of who I am. And it was a gift, It really was a gift because in my normal state, I would never have assumed that about me. And I would never have been able to go there. I wouldn't have believed it if somebody told me. People have told me I've acted certain ways. I just shrug it off as, they're probably just saying it. Like the people in Holland, I just felt like they might just be trippy too. And they didn't remember what happened either. But now that I realize I do have another part of me, and it's a little girl, and it's my little girl self, that I totally abandoned, just like my mom abandoned me. And I believe that she's there. She's just, she's very strong-willed. I'm not. I'm so, like, passive as a doormat. I'm like a house mouse. If you've ever known me, most of my life I've been quiet. And, I have my moments. I'm emotional. But mostly I'm quiet. I'm very, like, shy. And I think that me doing my videos and putting them out there for you, for the world, has opened my door and unlocked this door that was locked. It was the key. And my exhibitionist self, I do believe that it's bringing out the other part that I thought was gone. And it's been scary a little, especially when I first realized, like, I snapped out of my state and I was in the car. And the next thing I remember, like, I don't remember much after the bar. Like, I remember leaving a little bit, just a tinge. And then I remember being in the car. I remember Isaac having us leave, and then us being in the car and driving away from the bar. And we went and decided to go to Meyer to get something to help bring me down. And I think a lot of that was like, in that process, I totally snapped back to my normal self. And, I was out of that atmosphere. I was out of that way. And I started being me again, like my normal me self. And I don't remember the lollipop sucking. I don't even remember grabbing lollipops. I don't remember any of the dancing. I don't remember the music. A little bit in the beginning, and of course when we were leaving, that's all. The rest of it, all I saw was what we had on the videos I showed you. And they were very different than what I normally would have liked. I do not like heavy metal. I do not like acid. I don't like any rock and roll band type. I'm not that type of girl. You ever notice that most of my music I play is classical, or I don't really play classical. I can sing to, but I like to listen to it. When I was at PCC, I would listen to classical a lot. Beethoven, Bach, yeah. I like that, and I like easy listening. And Delilah was my favorite of all times. Like, I loved that station. That was always the station I listened to when I got home from school. Delilah, 105.7 FM. Go, yeah. That was my, like, jive, and and I just liked something that was gonna be easy to my ears. I liked singing along. I loved soundtracks that are either Disney or other ones that I really loved, the music, romance type. Yeah, that's my type of music. So, like, this type of music was not my cup of tea. Like, in my normal state, I would not have gone for it. And a lot of that, like, music, he said that they had the Beautiful People playing at one point, and I have no clue who the fuck that is. Like, I don't even know. I'm sorry to any of you that listen to that kind of stuff, but... And the guy that was the main one, like, looking back at it, like, I'm not into that type of music that he plays even. Like, if I hadn't been in that state of mind, I would have probably had us leave. Like, it was that up there with, like... And I re-listened to some of the lyrics later on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my family's gonna kill me if they ever hear that I was listening to that kind of music. It's so, like, not the way I was brought up. And what I think it was is, I think what brought me into that state, I think, was the atmosphere was a big thing. I think that the alcohol was a catalyst. The atmosphere was that thing that brought me into what I was. And yeah, I believe that a lot of the molesters might have very well listened to that kind of crappy music. I'm sorry, it's not all crappy. I know there's some of you that probably love that jive, but it brought out that self, that part of me that was totally locked. I wonder if that's another reason I don't like that kind of music, maybe. It triggers that, When you have a feel or a way and something reminds you something that you didn't want to remember, you don't like, I think sometimes that you totally distance yourself from that. And I think that's what I did. And that's why I refrained from drinking alcohol. I refrain from listening to crazy head bopping music. Not only that, but it does kill brain cells. Just saying. But yeah, I'm sure I killed a lot of my own that night, and I don't know. I think it was the atmosphere, the type of people that were there were very much like my molesters, and they reminded me of them. And at one point, Isaac says I had a really fearful, like scared, horrified, petrified, like look on my face. He said he never seen me look that way before, and he was scared for me, and that's how he knows that I was switching, because I would go from having this scared little girl demeanor to being that exhibitionist, sucking on lollipops and dancing the night away. That's my switching that night. And I would switch, he said, multiple times. And they do say that alcohol, if you have a mental illness, it can enhance your mental illness. It will never be what makes the mental illness. And I'm not trying to say that the alcohol was what was why I had that, but I think it began that trigger inside of me that brought me there. And then the whole atmosphere, how I felt, the people talking to me, the way they probably talked to me, all that opened up something that was dormant. And for the first time, I saw myself in a way I never did. And, if I was really there, I really don't remember it. I honestly don't. I was like so, like at times all I'm doing in the video, I don't even think I uploaded this one video, but it was like all I was doing like, all I was doing was like having a lollipop half sticking out of my mouth. Like, there was weird people standing around just like looking at me and saying things. Like, I think that's why later it snapped to me that they thought I was crazy. So later on I was like, yeah, these people think I'm crazy, but I don't care. I was like feeling like that, and I don't even have those ways of looking normally. I don't have that way of looking about myself. I watched my video because I want to analyze how I was and try to figure out why I can't remember, and it's like I can't even be that girl in my normal state. I don't even know how to, and I'm not going to try to, because it's just an aspect of myself, I know, but it's weird when you see something and you're like, that's not me. It's different than just being like in your normal way and you do something or have some way and you're like, that's not me. I'm not like that. It's just like you kind of like just think it's some silly thing you might have said at one point and you're like, wow, I said that. I must have been off in some la la land or something. It was the whole night. It wasn't just 1 minute, and I did multiple shifts from one person to the other to the other. Like, that's how extreme it got. I have no idea if there is multiple, even more than just me and my other my other persona, whatever. But I know one is a little girl. I 100% know that. And I know that one's me. Like, obviously, I'm me. And I would be the basic core. But I don't even think I'm the core. I don't think I was first. But I don't know. This is all I feel like I am, I mean, I don't know how you figure out who your core identity was. I think it's still that little girl that is scared. And coming to terms with putting her inside of me is going to bring back all of those feelings. And I think a part of me scared. I'm like just thinking about that. The fact that I totally dissociate from my childhood. It's like who was I, you know, when I was little? I don't even remember. And I just, that's just scary to me. And it's just very, very like disheartening that you would lose that part of yourself and that you wouldn't remember something so important as you. And maybe that's why videos are important to me and pictures are important to me, because they tell me who I was, you know. And when you can't remember something that way, maybe that's really why I like to have it all my life. I've been that way, and I'll move on to a new part of me, and then I totally don't remember that. And I don't know what to say about it. You know, I'm gonna see a therapist though, because I know I have problems with that. And if something's hard for me, I just distance from the whole situation. And that's how I can go on without all those feelings and the memories. And I've become so good at doing that. And I didn't realize how bad I had it, how much of a problem it was, until that night. I realized that, you know, it's now coming into my life. And maybe I should just experiment and see the different atmospheres if it triggers me. In a safe environment with somebody that's watching out for me, like Isaac or somebody. I think that's the only way I can get her out. And maybe one day, though, I won't even have to be in that atmosphere, and she'll just pop out. And she'll come on and you guys will see, and I'll be like later on, why did I have a video? Like, I don't know, maybe that will happen too. Time will tell, everybody, and maybe going through therapy will open even more doors for her. And I want to, but I'm scared. So do realize this is new for me too. And once I am with this guy that is going to be my therapist, I see him, my first appointment is December 2nd. And I'm excited that I'm talking to someone finally who understands the illness and not just another therapist. So, you know, this is my beginning, everybody. And I've never done this type of therapy before. So it's going to be new, and I'm going to need support. So I hope that, you know, if you're having any kind of problems, you should always go to therapy, and don't be ashamed, because a lot of people do. And it's the best way to heal inside. And I've been through it all my life, and I never found the right therapist. So don't be afraid if you mess up the first time. And just realize that it takes a lifetime to sometimes heal within yourself. But I think that, you know, if you start on that road, then that's the first step. And I'm ready to take a first step, this new step with you. So I hope that you learn something from this, and that you go on your own journey too, because we all need to heal and feel lovable inside. Well, bye and sweet dreams.